This is Be Free During the Quarantine, and I'm Shaun Lilly from the Adult Education Department. I am here with one of our longtime producers, Stephen Edwards. Most of you guys may know him as ILLFLIX. What's going on? How you doing, man?
All is well, brother. Can't complain. I could, but I'm not going to. How things are your end?
I'm good over here. I'm just really more or less trying to like stay creative and make sure that I keep doing things. We started doing this probably towards the beginning of the quarantine to kind of get something going to try to see how people were coping with the quarantine. Things have evolved to protests and all type of other human rights issues that have been going on. So way more things have been going on. You're a business owner. You're, along with being a producer. So how's business been going for you?
Business is not going too well, right? So we had to let go of the shop. We had to close the physical location, because it's difficult to sustain. Initially before the riots and stuff hit, it was just the quarantine that we were dealing with, and people weren't partying. I own an event space, so people weren't partying. They weren't doing location shoots. None of that shit was happening. So it was just months going by, no bookings whatsoever, right? So then when the riots and stuff hit, and then they closed the city down, and now it's against the quote unquote against the law to have a gathering with more than 10 people. People are not going to be renting a space for I don't know how long, right? So then it was just to keep it afloat with no income because people aren't booking anything, right? So we couldn't do it. We just couldn't do it, and we had to let it go. But we've had it for 7 years.
Okay, so yeah. Going forward, do you think that's something that you'll revisit, or the brick and mortar thing is not something for you right now?
So it's a lucrative business if you can do it right? But even Disney World is suffering right now. So I don't feel bad, like I'm a bad businessman, right? Like everybody's like, if you drive up and down Fulton Street, 60% of the businesses are closed. And not just because of the looters or the rioters was afraid of the glass being broken. Like, no, they're out of business. Mm-hmm. Like 2, 3, 4 months, 5 months, it'll show you your reality.
It'll get to you. So how does that, how with the reality of that, how does that add to your creative process with what you're working on? Because I know you've been documentarian, you shoot a lot, you do a lot, you have a lot of your own equipment. So you kind of have an advantage on mm-hmm. some people. So how does that work to your creative process? Are you working on anything?
Yeah, so I shot a film, and I shot two. This is the second film that I'm working on now. Independent film. The first film was, what's the name? The functional title of it. It was In the Hands. I think that's the name of the film was In the Hands. And 2-day shoot, real quick. And then the next project that I'm working on starts. I think we start filming July 17th. I think it's July 17th or July 11th is the date that we start filming for the second project. So like, I'm still doing stuff, right? Because I'm a creative by nature, I'll find a way to express myself, but being able to sustain yourself at the same time is a whole nother conversation. Like I can find ways to create because I have an outlet. I have tons of outlets. I have the resources, I have the energy, I have the stories to utilize these outlets. But how do I generate revenue at the same time? Like right now, like I don't have the plug to Netflix. I don't have the plug to, you get what I'm saying? Like I can't just make the call and then throw something up on there, So I'm trying to figure that out. Can't hear you. If you're talking, I can't hear you.
This is a traditional Zoom style, and we are in the quarantine. So before the protest, the original thing that caused us to be home was COVID-19. How are you and your family and those around you, your loved ones, coping with that as well? Are people healthy? Have you lost anyone? Because a lot of people have lost some people real close to them.
I lost a lot of friends. Right, I lost a lot of friends. No close family members. A cousin, transitioned. And we're talking about the space, the location earlier. So one of the guys who, the main guy who helped me put everything up, we put the speakers up together. We put the TVs, the wires. We crack jokes. This is my friend's father, like a father to the community. You know, like he caught it and transitioned. You know, and it's, you know, it's unexpected. Like, you don't, you know, you hear the stories initially, you know, when I heard it, it sound like, you know, what do you call it? Conspiracy theorists. Oh yeah, they got this new virus and it's killing people, and then you like, yeah, all right. Until people, you know, start dropping. And then it's like, oh shit, this is real. Right. So that was, you know, it was one of those moments for me, you know, but yo, this shit, man, we dealing with it. So the family, everybody is good like now, but like 2 months ago, 3 people in here were sick.
So
right?
I think it was the similar situation for me as well, where I didn't really, I won't say I didn't take it serious, but I didn't really know how serious it was. I think it took for a lot of us to kind of hear people around us lose their life or whatever. Originally, they said that this was like they tried to say that it was like an old people sickness. You know, if you had a excuse me, your immune system was compromised, you would potentially be, you know, a person that would be susceptible at risk or whatever. So with all these things going on, like, what does that, you know, what does that mean to you and your health? Like what you want to do with yourself going forward or whatever? Because I feel like a lot of people were really on a huge health kick, and now I think it slapped you in your face.
Yeah, because like you can't like juice this away. Like no matter how many smoothies, that shit ain't gonna cancel this COVID. Right? So unless we could come up with some elderberries that, you know, that make you COVID resistant, you know, we have to reevaluate what we deem as health practices. Because they was just sending people to the hospital. And then you'll get to the hospital and they'll tell you there's nothing we can do for you. So we're going to put you in this room, we're going to put you on this machine, and we're going to leave your ass there. Because they don't know how to fix it. They don't know how to make it go away. So you got tons of people sitting in hospitals on these ventilator machines, just sitting there, waiting for this shit to pass. It kind of operates like pneumonia. It operates like pneumonia, but there's no way to, there's nothing you can take. You gotta go through the process. You know, to the best of my knowledge, you gotta go through the process. And just watching some people, their system isn't strong enough to carry them through. So they just, you know, check out.
So for you and your mentors, because I have to ask, how are you handling this? What's going on in your head? With like, what's that? You know, what's that play in your head with, you know, the COVID first, and then I'm gonna ask you about the, you know, the protests and all this other stuff that's going on as well.
Well, as far as the COVID is concerned, you know, it is what it is. You know, I can't change it. Right? That's the first thing I had to come to terms with. You know, I can't get rid of this shit for everybody. You know, I can just do what I can do for the people close to me. Like literally, people close to me, I can help them, you know, help them stay safe, you know, masks and gloves and precaution, you know, avoidance is important.
What are you doing for yourself? What are you doing for yourself, for your mentals and everything that's going on? Because we stuck, we you know, we're creatures of time right now. We have nothing but time on our hands. Yeah.
So I've learned frequency separation. I'm practicing retouching. I'm getting better with retouching. I started studying like stocks, bonds, annuities. I started looking into what's the it's called Forex. It's like foreign exchange. That's what it is. So you will buy $1, and then let's say the yen is valued at the time that you purchase, that you have ownership of the dollar, that the yen is worth more. You'll transfer your ownership of $1 to a yen, which will increase what you essentially have. And you know how this shit works, right? So if you trade money back and forth quick enough, you'll earn in the process. Okay, that's kind of what the Forex thing is. Okay. So yeah, so like, yo, this is it's tons of ways to generate revenue. You just got to be privy to them.
So for you, finding alternative ways to do things to generate $1. That's what's been helping you out with your mentals and just, you know, just going forward. You've been trying to adapt. You've been the plight of the black man in America, anyways. You've been adapting.
Yo, I'm gonna say it like this. I lost my mother, maybe about 13 years ago. Nothing else matters.
Got you.
Yes, that was it.
Got you. So fast forward to, social unrest, with two black men in America. So we understand what's going on. We're of age, we're not too old, we're not too young. So I'm pretty sure we all have experiences. We probably experienced subtle racism, probably seen overt racism, all type of different things. Yeah, I mean, recently I was just thinking back to some stories that I had growing up, where I encountered some stuff that happened or whatever. In the moment, I didn't really think it was that major, but like being the age that I am now, I'm like, that wasn't fine or whatever. So with everything that's going on the, on the social unjust side, how are you feeling about that? How are you feeling about what's going on outside?
So, so if you're getting let's say that you got a lunch, you go to school, public school, and there's a bully that takes your lunch money every day.
Mm-hmm.
Every day you come to school, the bully takes your lunch money. He's going to continue to take your lunch money until you bust his head, right? Odds are that's the only way to get him to stop, right? So we watch video after video, time after time, news article after news article about police brutality, the way they're treating quote unquote black people, right? Nothing changed. They started burning the city down. And now they're negotiating. Now they're having conferences, right? Now they're changing policies. But they're not changing the policy because they care. They're changing it because they want you to stop burning the city down. And I haven't lost sight of that, right? So I get it, I get it. We feel that things are changing. There's progression. They've arrested the other 3 of the 4 officers. Now we're waiting for justice, but it's like, yo, I know when I'm watching the show, right? I have the wisdom to understand when I'm being entertained, right? So we're gonna watch this thing happen. Some of them will go, at least one of them will get a conviction, and the other 3 will be let go, and then we'll deal with that emotionally, publicly, and then it'll be off to the next thing, right? And then that'll be it. The difference between what we're doing now and, let's say, like Selma, was in addition to the protests, they was protesting and they boycotted. They said, we not spending a coin with y'all, period. I ain't taking the bus. Ain't nobody taking no bus. It was 1 year and 11 days or some shit like that. It was a year and 11 days. They did not take the bus. And what happened was the bus company was like, yo, we're struggling without them. We need them. Let them ride in the front of the bus. Not because they came to a realization that, they're human too. They was like, yo, we need their bread. Yeah. Fuck it, let them on the bus.
The forcefulness of it, I think that's where a lot of people are at right now. They're fed up. They a lot of times we get upset about people messing up businesses and stuff like that, but it's to the point where these people don't really care because of what's been happening. Also on top of that, they say don't mess up our neighborhoods, but a lot of times we don't own a lot of these businesses in our neighborhoods. So I think that's the part that a lot of people aren't understanding. Have you taken part in any protests, anything like that, or do you know anyone that's been a part of any protests?
Nope.
Okay.
And I've made that. That's intentional.
Okay.
Right? That's intentional, right?
Okay.
Because they're filming, they're recording people. If they catch you in a video after a certain time, there may be a penalty or consequence in the future, right? They're logging all of the footage, all of the videos that are being posted, all the security cams in the neighborhood, and they're going to go after all of these so-called looters and protesters. They're going to go after them for all of the stuff that's missing. So I got this information from a police officer. And jokingly, it was like, well, nobody's getting away. And he ran the whole list down of how they're going to go after people. And I was like, yo, that's fucking crazy. He was like, yeah, so if you know somebody, tell them to keep their ass in the house.
So how is it with you spreading this knowledge to people? Are people being receptive to this and understanding what's going on?
So some people are receptive. Other people think it's too far in the future. It doesn't sound realistic. It sounds like the Jetsons. Oh, you talking crazy. Like, yep, cool. I understand that, but you've been warned, right? So you can't say that you didn't know. Right down the line, But again, people got to do what they got to do. Like this is, it's fortunate that that there are some people who are out in the street for for the cause, for the circumstance. Some people are in the streets to get a new TV
Yeah.
solely, right? They're like, oh, this thing is happening. Let's go out here and see what we can get.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I understand it. But that lack comes from a place of not having opportunities, right? So we're on the short end of the stick. A lot of us, you know, not everybody, we're on the short end of the stick, just in the economic field, because of most of us go to school and we're educated to get a job, not to open a business, right? From the people who I went to school with, and up until I want to say 12th grade, because college was a little different. It was a little different. But yeah, had you not taken that opportunity, or you don't have a family business, or you don't have a mentor, you're gonna be employed, and you're gonna be at the mercy of whoever's employing you. And then because of this COVID, people didn't have job security. Yeah. Right? Like, it's like you're working from home, right? You're one of the lucky ones. Not everybody got that. Some people got the little pink slip. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, some people even working from home and still lost their job just because of the actual necessity. Because a lot of times these places, they need you to be in the actual location itself. So you mentioned mentorship. Did you have any impactful mentors in your life to have you open up your eyes? I know you said your mother passed away some years ago. Condolences. Did you have anybody? Was she that pivotal factor in your life to make you think like this?
I want to say yes and no, right? My mother was in and out my life, right? She suffered from bipolar. She was diagnosed with bipolar, so she spent a lot of time in the hospital. I spent a lot of time alone. Right? So it was just me and my brother in the house from like 12 to like 17. You know, a lot of time just in the house by myself. So you grow up quick, all right, and then you start to pay attention to what is important and what is not important. And you know, and I've been able to see this. You know, I may not have acted on certain things as early as I should have, but for the most part, you know, I recognized something and I made an adjustment. Right. And then, but the thing about that is when you're engaging with, like most of my friends is everybody in the street, you know, that's what it was, you know. So, but when you're in the street, you know, you have to be there, you have to be present, or it can be really bad for you. Right. So I always had one leg in, one leg out. I was in school, I was doing music, I was on the basketball team, but I was still in the street. You get what I mean? And to some people, that looked like a positive thing. Like, yo, he's doing all of these things, including this thing here. And I remember a young brother coming to me. You know, we were sitting on the benches talking shit, and he just came out and was like, yo, I looked up to you, past tense, ED. I looked up to you. You was doing this, you was doing that, and you were hustling. And I was like, yo, I want to be like Ill. And then I got caught. Yeah. That was painful in here. Right? Like I inspired you to do the wrong thing. Right? And it has affected your life indefinitely because of that. You know what I mean? So, you know, but as far as my mentors personally, I didn't have any. Right? All of the mentors I have showed me the wrong shit.
So with your story and what you encountered or whatever, like even considering, like you said, your mother struggled with mental illness or whatever, just thinking about how if she was alive right now, how would she be handling that? You know what I mean? Like that's a great deal, a lot to deal with or whatever. You had to grow up real fast. Like what things are you telling younger people right now to, like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, this is what you need to do here, and here.
So the only thing that I'm sharing with people is be 100% you 100% of the time. Okay. Right? That's the most honest and impactful information that I can give anybody. Don't compromise yourself. Don't settle. Don't conform. Be your authentic self 100% of the time. Life will work itself out.
Absolutely. These experiences, you know, I talk to my cousin a lot about, you know, how fast some of us grow up. Some of us realize certain things when we get a little older. Sometimes we realize these things a little bit sooner. You just happen to be a kid in New York City as well, so that, you know, stuff was sped up as well just because of the city. So much was going on outside. I just want to tell you thank you, man. I'm trying to catch up with people and see what they have going on or whatever. I'm glad that you're coping and you're handling things. Are you working on anything? I know I asked you this before. Do you have any plans for anything once you come out of this quarantine? Like anything that you want to work on?
Yeah, so I got a series that I started, a show I started called Portraits, right? Okay. And it was crazy is we started filming this right before this bullshit happened, right? And I think we I think I want to say 5 episodes. I filmed 5 episodes. Yeah, at BRIC, and the whole shit went left. Everything went left.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is unexpected. You know, I'll find a link and I'll send you the link so you can check it out.
Okay.
But yeah, so I'm working on that. You know, hopefully over, and you know, I don't know if people are gonna go back to how things were. I think this is gonna be the new norm, right? We're digitally interfacing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what this is. I think this is gonna be a permanent reality, not an option.
Okay. Listen, man. Once again, like I said, I want to thank you because you definitely shared some personal experiences you didn't have to share. And I feel like you always candid.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if the light is a test that you and I having a relationship that we have. So I definitely appreciate you. These are going up on the channels. So people, you know, somebody might want to talk to you because you never know. They might feel like it's something that inspired them to talk to you, or whatever. I know that you're always welcome to talk to them. You work with a lot of producers and so on and so forth. Stephen. Ill. Thank you, my brother.
No problem, no problem.
Be free in the quarantine. Stephen ILLFLIX Edwards. Talk to you later.
Yeah, be free outside of it too. All right.